For a period in 2020, it was generally debatable if Portugal's Sousa de Sousa was the best darts player in the world after a rapid rise from being an unknown just a few years earlier. During that time, he had a fairly smooth throw, which allowed him to hit the most 180s of any player and saw him break several maximum related records. But over the past few years, he's been on a rapid decline, which now sees him in danger of losing his professional status come the end of this year. It's all mainly due to a breakdown in his throw, and that's what we're going to take a look at today. Hello and welcome back to the Darts World channel. In this video, we're going to take a look at the full story of the rise and shocking fall of Sousa de Sousa. Sousa began playing soft-tip darts in Lisbon in 1993, practicing whenever his boss allowed him time off from his work as a carpenter and kitchen fitter. On the soft-tip circuit, he reached 60 finals, winning 54 of them, and met his Spanish partner at a tournament which resulted in a relocation to Madrid. He eventually began to play more steel tip, and in 2012 he appeared at Ali Pali for the first time after winning the Western European qualifier. He was beaten 4-3 in legs by Devon Peterson in the prelim round. At Q School 5 years later, he came within one win of a tour card when he lost to Royden Lamb in a deciding game. Then in 2019, he managed to qualify for Ali Pali again, and this time lost out in a close game again, missing 6 match darts in a 3-2 round 1 loss against Michael Barnard. Just a few weeks after that though, he managed to bounce back and secure a 2-year PDC tour card through the EU Q School Order of Merit, and he had a great season on the floor, managing to reach 3 Players' Championship finals, the last 2 of which he won. The first of those wins was 8-1 against Gerwyn Price, and saw him become the first Portuguese winner of a PDC title, while the second, just 5 events later, came in a close game against Glen Durrant. He ended his debut season with a floor average of 95.29, the 12th highest of any player. But at Ali Pali, he was beaten 3-0 in round 1 by a debuting Damon Heta. Then, after the COVID-enforced quiet start to the 2020 season, Sousa managed to win his first Eurotour event at the 2020 European Darts Grand Prix, where he averaged a stunning 105.8 to beat MVG in the final. That win meant that he qualified for the Grand Slam of Darts, and after beating Krzysztof Ratajski and Lisa Ashton, he made it through his group just behind Michael Smith. He then beat Dave Chisnell, Smith and Whitlock to make his first major final, where he would face James Wade and take out 158 to secure a 16-12 win to become the first Portuguese winner of a PDC major. Despite not winning a Players' Championship title that year, he finished with a brilliant floor average of 98.38, the 4th highest, and win the Grand Slam, which got him into the top 16 in the world. At Ali Pali, he then managed to beat Ross Smith 3-1 to get his first World Championship win, before being whitewashed by Mervyn King despite averaging 103. His great 2020 season got him in the 2021 Premier League, and in the league phase he averaged 100 to finish as the runner-up, 3 points behind Van Gerwen. On finals night, he then managed to beat Nathan Aspinall to reach the final, where despite both players averaging 100, he was beaten 11-5 by Johnny Clayton. Nonetheless, it had been a great season for Sousa, and during that time, he also managed to win 3 Players' Championship titles. Then, in early October, came the World Grand Prix, where for his opening game, against an out-of-form Glen Durrant, Sousa appeared on a PDC stage without glasses for the first time, confusing fans who had no idea why. In the double-in game, de Sousa only averaged 78, but comfortably won the game 2-0, winning all but one leg against Glen, who was struggling a lot with an average of just 58. Following the game, Sousa was asked about his lack of glasses, and he revealed that a week earlier he'd almost collapsed due to his diabetes, which meant that he now saw better without glasses than with them. In that same interview, he also revealed that his second vaccine had affected his muscles, meaning that he was having to fight with his body, but that he was okay. In an interview ahead of his Grand Slam title defence a month later, he said the following: "The second dose of the vaccine affected my muscles a lot, and I started to get very tired after playing. After throwing darts for 30 or 40 minutes, I couldn't stop, because then my arm wouldn't react anymore." About his eyesight, he said this: "Suddenly, I started to see better without glasses than with them. However, last month I had an appointment with the ophthalmologist, had a series of tests, and everything is back to normal, under control. I've already started wearing glasses again." His Grand Slam defence didn't go amazingly, and he ended up losing in the second round, but just a week later, he reached the quarter-finals of the Players' Championship finals, meaning that he finished the year ranked within the world's top 10 and number 7. On the Players' Championship Series, he finished with a stunning seasonal average of 98.58, which was only behind MVG and Gerwyn Price, and his consistent form across all of the events meant that he topped the Players' Championship Order of Merit for the season. It was then time for the World Championships, and Jose went into his first round game against Jason Lowe as the big favourite, but shockingly fell 2-0 behind in a first of 3 game. However, Jose then managed to come back and win 3-2 with a nice average of 96. He then faced Alan Sousa and was a big favourite with decimal odds of 1.25 with bookmakers. The match was poor quality, but very close, with Jose going 3-2 up in a best of 7. In set 6, with Alan sat on double 8 to force the deciding set, Jose missed a single match dart at tops before the Scotsman won that and the next set to get an upset win and knock out Sousa. Jose had averaged just 83.89 and lost to Sousa, who averaged below 90 himself and hit just 16 of his 61 darts at double. At the first major of 2022, the Masters, Jose beat Rob Cross and Simon Whitlock to reach the semi-finals for the first time, where he was beaten 11-8 by Joe Cullen. Cullen went on to win the title, his first major, after beating Dave Chisnell in the final, and less than a day later, it was announced that he was in the new-look 8-man Premier League lineup, with Jose missing out, having reached the final a year earlier. Off topic, but that year, Cullen went on to miss a match start for the Premier League title and then wasn't selected the following year. Going back to Jose, in the rest of 2022, he didn't reach a final of any event and his Players' Championship average fell to 95.28, the 23rd highest. He did, however, manage to beat Rob Cross in a game where both players averaged 103 to reach the World Matchplay quarter-finals for the first time, and he had an emotional reaction. Following the game, he revealed that he'd been struggling with an arm injury issue and said the following: "It's been a very difficult year for me. When you know you have the talent and the class to win every match, but you cannot do it, it's difficult. I've worked very hard to get stronger in my arms, and I hope in a couple of months I can be in the best shape ever. I feel good, I don't have any pain at the moment, and I hope that I can soon be the world's special one again." But that season, he didn't manage to qualify for the Grand Slam just 2 years after winning it, and fell out of the world's top 10 to 14th. Then in the 2023 World Championship, he started very poorly in his first round game against Simon Whitlock, leaning forward too much and snatching many darts badly. This Twitter user wrote, "Wow, Jose de Sousa's all over the place, struggling to simply throw straight darts into the 20 segment. He went 2-0 down in the best of 5 game, averaging in the 70s, before improving in the second half of the game to win 3-2 in a match where he averaged just 86. He also made a poor start to his third round game against Ryan Searle, averaging in the 80s in 2 of the first 3 sets, and went 3-0 down, but miraculously recovered again to win 4-3 in a game where Ryan averaged just 87. When he then faced his first decent performance of the tournament, a 94 average from Gerwyn Price, he was beaten 4-1. He did manage to reach a ranking final at Players' Championship 10 of that year, his last final to date, but his average in those events fell further to 93.76, the 34th highest. After failing to reach the major quarter-final, he fell further in the order of merit to 25th in the world. He headed into the 2024 Worlds as the big favourite for his opening game against Jeffrey de Graaf, with odds of 1.33, but he was shockingly beaten 3-1 in a game where both players averaged in the low 90s. It was then that everything began to get really bad, as his average on the floor fell to 91.21, the 63rd highest, and even put in an average of just 73 at a Players' Championship event. He also didn't make any ranked majors after the World Championship, except for the UK Open, which all tour card holders automatically get a spot in, and he fell to 45th in the world. He also failed to qualify for the 2025 World Championship, missing out on Ali Pali for the first time since 2018. When watching his throw of that year, it was clear that it had got a lot worse, with this Reddit user summing it up. Gone from being reasonably consistent and smooth to lurching all over the place and full of shoulder. He can barely throw 3 darts the same nowadays. So far this season, he's averaged just 86.78 on the floor, and when we've seen him on the stream in recent weeks, it's clear his throw has declined even further, with him now releasing the darts with hardly any follow-through and snatching a lot, similar to players like Brett Claydon and Simon Stevenson. So, where does this all leave him? Well, on the provisional post-World Championship Order of Merit, he's 70th, meaning that he'll lose his tour card unless things improve by enough, which will likely require him to have to make Ali Pali and Minehead, which looks sadly unlikely, without something dramatic happening. Now, I want you to let me know what you think will happen to Jose in the comment section down below, as well as where you think it all went wrong for him. And if you enjoyed this video, found it interesting, or learned something new, please don't forget to subscribe, as currently just 15% of you are, and it really helps the channel out. You can also hit the bell icon to make sure that you get notified whenever I upload a brand new darts video. Please also leave a like if you enjoy this style of video, and if there's any ideas you want me to make, leave them in the comment section down below and I'll see what I can do. Thanks for watching.